Welcome, Adam here, Blackfyre Productions, and we are back with another World War Marvel. Today we are going to be diving into CP49, Luke Cage and Iron Fist by Atomic Mass Games for Marvel Crisis Protocol. But before we take a look at the contents of this box and what's inside and my thoughts on the characters, I want to give a big shout out to Torchlight Games and Hobbies out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. If you haven't yet, you can click the link in the description of the video down below and you can go check out the web store. While you're there, if you're buying any hobby supplies, paints, paintbrushes, tools, stuff like that, you can use the code FIRE5 to save 5% off of your order. So again, big shout out to them for their support that they've been giving the channel over the last little bit. So thank you, gentlemen. Without further ado, let's jump into this box and see what Iron Fist and Luke Cage have in store. And I definitely have an idea of where I'm going to be using them. So here we are with the actual box art for the product, and you can see here we got both Luke Cage and Iron Fist there. Luke Cage, very, very somber, very stern, very, you know, don't mess with me look. Absolutely love his sculpt for the character. I just think it fits. And then Iron Fist jumping through the air with a chi empowered fist going towards his opponent. And looking at the sculpt from that angle, it's interesting, but really the full 360 gives it the justice that is due. They're both actually really good sculpts. At first, when I just saw an image, sort of that pose of Iron Fist, I'm like, well, it's kind of like he's just meditating through the air. But when you actually, with like his legs crossed, but when you look at the full 360, I was just like, yep, sold, and it works. So yeah. Little write-up in the back and everything else. Contents as listed. Luke Cage miniature, Iron Fist miniature, 2 bases, which we know there's going to be 4. You're never going to run out of bases with this game, or tokens, hopefully. 2 character stat cards, 3 team tactics cards, and 11 tokens. So let's pull this out and see what's on the inside. You got your package of your cards, as well as the models, and then the instructions, and if they introduce any special rules and such. Usually they would put them in here as well, so you can see the instructions. You got, I guess, 7 steps for Iron Fist, and then you have 7 for Luke Cage as well. Doesn't look dramatically difficult for Luke Cage. Like, you put his torso together, his legs together, arms across his chest, which look to be one solid piece, which is nice, big and chunky. I like it. Attach torso and the legs, and then the base work, and so it doesn't look difficult at all. And same with Iron Fist. It's mostly, you have a couple of small pieces you attach to the dragon, leg and torso's arms. His head is one singular piece, which is nice. Arms, and that's it. Like it doesn't look bad at all, in my opinion, for building those guys. And which I will build them here momentarily, and then show you afterwards. I'm not going to do a whole entire video of it. What I'll do is I'll just turn the camera off and then cut it and then build and bring them back, and we can look at the actual sculpts in 3D, because I want to build and get them primed, because this evening, time of filming this is Saturday, this evening I'm going to be doing a hobby hangout with a few guys, and I definitely want to get these guys painted up very soon. But yeah, so I want to get them painted up and paint them up tonight, I should say, not just very soon, but tonight. I'll start working on maybe Luke Cage first. He looks like he would be, I don't know, Luke Cage or Iron Fist. I'm not sure yet. One of the two will be my main focus for tonight in my hobby hangout. And basically all that is a bunch of guys getting together over Google Meet. I'll share a link in a group that I have with them. We'll just log on and we'll just shoot the shit and chat and paint and go from there. There's the pieces in the sprue. Let's see if I can get that into focus. Focus. Oh, maybe. There you go. You can see the sprue there for Luke Cage. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too small or hard to do about him. He looks pretty straightforward to build. And Iron Fist there. You can see there. Yeah, I'm really liking that. And the glow effect, I'm going to try to definitely do a glow effect with the Chi Dragon as well. So he's going to look dope when built. And then obviously you have your bases that come with it. Your standard operating bases like so. So let's look at these cards and what they do. Should be pretty interesting. I've already discussed a little bit about these guys over on House Party Protocols. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go over there and check out their show as well, their podcast. So yeah, I already discussed these on there. But yeah, let's see. Tokens wise, there you go. Can you get into focus? Not really. Doesn't want to focus today. Weird. Alright, let's try this again. There's your tokens. Nothing too crazy about those. You see them all the time. Yeah, you got your dazed and your stunned and your stagger and then your activations. So, and then cards wise, let's look at these cards. Let's do Iron. No, let's do Luke Cage first. Luke Cage, here we go. So stamina 6, medium movement, size 2, 3 threat. His first attack, his builder, is Power Man Punch, range 2, 5 dice, and 0 cost. So Power Man Punch does give you power equal to the damage dealt, and then on 2 wilds it also causes a stagger. Ooh, I like that stagger aspect. It's very, very nice and really helps with debilitating your opponents and their action economy. Then he has Sweet Christmas. That's right, it's the first time. I'm not going to try to say it all the time. I definitely wanted to during the intro, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to. It is a range 3 attack, 7 strength, so 7 dice, and it costs 4 power to use. On a wild, you can throw, so after the attack is resolved, the target character is size 3 or less, it may be thrown short. So that's awesome. He has an attack with a throw built into it, and then after this attack is resolved, the target character gains a slow and stun special condition. Really good. Really good. Stun sucks because it controls the amount of power that your opponents get from attacks and, well, anything. So if you generate more than 1 power, it automatically is reduced down to 1 power, so you can never gain more than that. And then slow. Nobody likes to go slow unless you're already moving slow, then you just don't care. But you hit that on somebody like Proxima or somebody like Sabretooth, and all of a sudden their long movement that they wanted, Black Panther, you know, all of a sudden they're slowed, and it just wrecks their usual plans that you have for those guys. Let's see, his first superpower, he has Street Fighter. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 2 or less within range 2 and throw it short. So there's a throw for terrain as well that you can throw at people. And then 2 dangerous to ignore. When an enemy character within 2 of this character targets another allied character with an attack, this character may use a superpower. This character becomes the target of the attack regardless of range and line of sight. So he basically has Black Dwarf's ability, where he can control who you target and such by spending those powers, as long as he's within range to do so. Unbreakable Skin, when this character would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce the amount of damage by 1 to a minimum of 1, and then he's immune to bleed. So yeah, that's not bad. On the back, the only defenses wise, 4-3-3. So physical makes sense to be 4, and 3-3 on the other ones are pretty average and standard. So that's not bad at all. On the back, the only change is the stamina goes from 6 to 5. So that's okay because, well, he's gonna be, I think he's gonna be a beast on the board. He's just gonna tank a bunch of damage, and you basically want him in the mix and get him into the center of your opponent's lines, like on an E-style deployment, where everybody's sort of focal on those areas, and then just get them in there and just start taking all the hits. So your other guys, like Iron Fist, can actually do what they're supposed to do. So Iron Fist, 5 stamina, medium movement, size 2, and again, 3 threat as a cost. 3s across the board for defenses. His first attack is a Chi Strike. It's range 2, strength 5, so 5 dice, 0 cost. After this attack is resolved, you gain power equal to the damage dealt. And then on a wild, you stun your opponent. Also very good. I like that. Flying Kick, range 3, strength 4, 0 power to do. So he has 2 builders, but this one only gains 1 power after the attack is resolved. And then after the attack is resolved, place this character within range 1 of the targets. So it allows you to sort of like get into position if you need with that movement, and you're still gaining power, which really is good because then it all helps when you go for the Iron Fist. Range 2, strength 9, and cost 8 power to do. Before damage is dealt, the enemy character... other enemy characters within range 3 of the target suffer 1 damage, so he's really good with that. And then before damage is dealt, if the target character has an activated token, it gains the stagger special condition and is thrown short away from this character. If the target character does not have an activated token, it gains an activated token. Just really good. Really good. And I don't see this going off too many times in a game, but definitely like 2 to 3 times I think is where you'll comfortably see this going off. And the reason why is with this in a list, I would generally put him into like a power generating list, something like a having Wong around to just give him power if you want to be more thematic and just defenders all the time, or a force where you can every time somebody else is damaged, you can put a power on him. I think it's once per turn. He can gain a power that way, but it's like every time an enemy attacks, it's like you just dump the power. Then you have like Inhumans where you can sort of like funnel power into him as well, so, which would be really nice as well. Not that I think I personally wouldn't play him in Inhumans, just due to the fact that I don't think he fits there thematically, but he definitely fits there for mechanics wise. I think between adding Lockjaw in with them to give them that extra movement as well, to get into position, I just think it's really, really good, and that extra power is super, super good. But I think even A-Force, like A-Force is generally all female lists, but like at least, you know, he's been around She-Hulk and fought, I think, with her and such before in other groups and affiliations. I think in the top of my head that I swear I saw a comic somewhere. I could be just making shit up as I go along. It does happen. So, but yeah, so I really do like that Iron Fist, and you will see it a couple of times. Superpowers wise, for Iron Fist, he has the Immortal Weapon, innate superpower. So during the power phase, this character gains an additional power. So now he's generating 2 power at the beginning of the round instead of 1 power. So it's just builds that up that much faster, and that doesn't include your gaining power from your attacks and everything else. But I want to say maybe if he was a late activation turn 2, and you're focusing on giving him power, maybe he might be in position to gain or to use that Iron Fist, but you probably won't see it until like turn 3. But that really turn 3 is definitely going to be a heated and contested turn anyways, being the middle of the game. So yeah, at least by turn 3 you're going to be using it 100%. And then he has Master of the Martial Artist, or Master Martial Artist. When this character is defending against physical or energy attacks, targeting it from within range 3, this character adds blanks to its defense rolls to its total successes. So really, really good range 3 attacks instead of range 2, I think, with many of the others. So it gives him some survivability. Because adding blanks to physical and energy, as we've seen with Black Panther and stuff like that, is just so durable. Yeah, he's only defense 3, but it just makes it that's just so good with that range. Because most attacks are happening at you, coming at you from within that range 3 anyways. The majority. There are others outside of that, but for the most part, they're within that distance. And there are no changes from the front and back of his card. So that is the Iron Fist card. I do plan on throwing him in my defenders because I think that's just where he has a nice home. Thematically speaking, I think Iron Fist will also go into A-Force when I start playing A-Force, and I just want to try to pop off that Iron Fist ability. Luke Cage could be a nice addition to defenders, obviously, as well. especially when you, well, both of these guys actually will benefit from Doctor Strange and the healing capabilities and the defense bonuses as well. So for 15 threat lists that I'm looking at building is Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist as a pure fun thematic sort of group, and then Doctor Strange in there at 15 threat. 17 threat, I'll add in Wong just for fun. And the reason why I'm looking at 15 threat is the Ultron Ultimate Encounter, I think, is 15 threat. So I'll probably end up painting these guys up as my plan, doing Defenders with those 4 characters, and then doing X-Force with, I think, Deadpool, Wolverine, Cable, and Domino is what I'm looking at. That's the 3-4 characters that I'm looking at over there. But yeah, so those guys I'm going to get done soon. And Defenders, I think, will have a nice home for them. Especially with him being able to just tank so much damage and everything else. It's going to be good. And then being healed by Wong and Doctor Strange as well. I think he can put out a ton of damage. He can put out some good damage as well. They have some throws. Well, you have the throw from his his one attack. So, but yeah, so Defenders is where I'm going. And then Daredevil is just like insanely good, I think, on certain specific style of scenarios. At least in my opinion. Tactics cards that come with them, they have Heroes for Hire. I think a lot of people have already seen this. So when an allied character is targeted by an attack and is within range 3 of an allied Luke Cage or an allied Iron Fist, the allied character may spend 2 power to play this card. Place an allied Luke Cage or Iron Fist that is within range 3 of the allied character within range 1, so basically they get a free move up to being within range 1 of the allied character, and then the placed character becomes the target of the attack. After the attack is resolved, if the placed character is not dazed, the attacking character is size 3, and the attacking character is size 3 or less, the placed character may throw the attacking character away short. So a nice throw built into a tactics card there for a couple of power, as long as one of these guys survive if they become the new target. You have Kunlun training, so when an allied character is attacking or defending, before the calculate success or failure step at the end of the modified dice step of the attack, it may spend 4 power to play this card. Reroll all of the attack dice. All of the attack dice right there. So that's huge if you have like a bunch of crits that didn't convert and stuff like that, where you can just reroll all of them. It's good. I don't know if I'll be using much of that tactic cards, especially if I'm playing Defenders with all the other stuff that they have, but it's definitely a possibility. And then kick them while they're down. It's an unaffiliated active card. Any character may spend 2 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. When targeting the chosen character with an attack this round, allied characters may reroll 1 attack die for each special condition the chosen character has. So that is just absolutely amazing when you look at the different conditions that you can put on. I think this card will be great in Guardians of the Galaxies with the amount of status conditions that they can throw out between all of those guys. I'm looking at Crystal here as well for status conditions. So yeah, just it has a lot of different homes, and even Defenders, like you can look like you have stuns and staggers here and slow conditions. There's a lot of play also for this card, even amongst these guys. So but I think Crystal and like Guardians of the Galaxy are absolutely going to love this card. You know, you got your Judgment condition, you got all the different conditions that Star-Lord has, and actually Hawkeye. Hawkeye would probably love this one as well, with his bow and all the status conditions that he can put on people as well. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, and yeah, if you really want somebody gone and that's, you play that card on them, and then for that round, yeah, basically anybody attacking him will get to reroll one of those attack dice. So it's pretty cool. yeah, like I said, Defenders, man, that's where I'm going with these guys, just for theme, and for 15th threat, I'll do Doctor Strange, Daredevil, and these guys, and I think that will be a pretty fun list. I will definitely add in Blade into this roster as well, once I get the Blade model comes out and everything else, which is going to probably be a few months away at least, but yeah, really looking forward to it. And then Iron Fist will go into A-Force, I think, will be the other place that I play him. Not sure where else I'll put Luke Cage. I think he would definitely benefit from a Avengers, and I'm not sure where else. I'd have to sit down and actually hammer out where else he would go. But Avengers, just because he can use the Too Dangerous to Ignore once he gets into the center of things. Yeah, I think that's about it at this point. I think that is it. I'm not looking at too much stuff. Like, I guess with his throw, he could fit into a Brotherhood maybe, but he's not pulling that throw off at in the first round to really boost up Magneto and get that first round aggro off with them. Maybe even Asgard, just because of the healing and removal of status conditions. I think maybe even there, but they're really... Actually, yeah, I'd probably play him there. Just due to the fact that you can take the damage off of him and he can continue to, just be that defender that he is. But that's my thoughts on those guys in the unboxings. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out the Torchlight Games and Hobbies link in the description of the video down below. And while you're there, you can also check out my Patreon link. Any support goes directly to the channel and helps me do what I'm doing here. To our Patreons, past and present, thank you very much for the support you guys have given and continue to give. It's definitely greatly appreciated. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.